Hey second graders, Mr. Bell here. Ready to start your next project? Alright, here we go. Your next one is going to be a holiday picture for the Bucks County Schools Christmas Card Contest. You might remember this from last year and the year before. Every year, all the schools in the county, Jackson Elementary, Daughtry, Stark, Henderson, and Jackson High School, all get to be part of this Christmas card contest. And if they select yours as the winner, then they make an actual Christmas card out of your design. And you send it to over 200 people and businesses and whatnot. Okay? Now, it is still a regular art project. You still have to do it even if you're not interested in the contest. So work on it, upload it to Google Classroom, send it to my email so I can give you credit for working on it. But if you're interested in entering your picture into the Christmas card contest, then make sure you bring it by the school and drop it off at the front desk. And they will put it in my mailbox, I'll get it, and I can send it to the contest. The reason they do this contest so early, because it's kind of strange working on Christmas stuff even before Halloween, is you have to have time to make it, and the Arts Council judges and picks a winner, and they have hundreds and hundreds to look at. It takes a long time. Plus, we need to have enough time for the printer to actually make the cards, because they have busy schedules too. So we have to do it now. Anyway, let me show you what you're going to be doing. You are going to be making a house up on the hill. That's what I call this. And this was done by a student. And you will notice that this picture has a foreground, middle ground, and a background. So make sure you have all three of those things. A foreground, a middle ground, and a background. Okay? Now, what you want to do is think about what kind of house or cabin you want to have there. Make sure your tree in the foreground is the biggest one and the ones in the background are the smallest. Have a couple of clouds in front of your moon. So you have some foreground and background stuff going on there also. And your sky, it can be a really dark sky, like, paint it black or color it black with a crayon or a marker. It doesn't matter what you use. And leave your snow white. And here's another one. Here's one that I did. So you'll see I have a little cabin up here. The lights are on, just like in this one. Helps make it look like night. I used an indigo crayon, so if you'd rather use that color, like twilight color, that's fine too. Notice my clouds are in front. My trees back here are really small because it's in the background. And I forgot to put a tree on my middle ground. And that's okay, because I have a house in my middle ground. And in my foreground, this tree will be the biggest because it's closest to you. And I left some parts of this white so it looks like it has snow. Another thing you can do is if you end up with too many smudges, and this isn't too bad, but let's say you have a whole bunch of smudges on here. You can get a gray crayon and sort of just color kind of lightly on top. And that will cover up the smudges or make them not so noticeable. That can happen when you're leaving large areas of a piece of artwork white. So I've gone in here and very lightly sort of held my gray crayon kind of sideways. And that will, I'm going to go just a little bit darker on this one. And medium sort of on this one. Try not to go on the tree and leave that light back there. That kind of fills it in nicely and covers up the smudges that were on there. You can do that if you want to. If that happens to you. If it doesn't, you can just leave it white. Okay? Alright, let me show you how you do this. From the beginning. First thing you want to draw is your foreground. So we'll first turn your paper vertically, and that'll give you make your hill look like it's up higher. So it'll give you more height. And there's the foreground, something kind of like that. And I'm going to go up here, make sure that you leave enough space to put your house or your cabin or whatever you put up there. Maybe you just want to have trees up there, I don't know. And I'm going to come around like this and bring this down like that. And I'm going to go back here, that's the middle ground. Now I'm going to do the background, and I'll put like a little hill back there off in the distance. And you don't have to show the tree trunk. Notice you don't see the tree trunk on this. And maybe the snow's blocking it out. You don't see the bottom. I didn't do one on mine either. So I just brought the lines down to the embankment of the snow. And so you don't have, if you want to do a tree trunk, you can, but you don't have to. So what I like to do is I like to put very lightly some guidelines. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to go just a little bit darker, but you want to go super light. And the reason I did that is so I can have a little guideline to go by to make this part of the tree. Make it look more natural. And I like to turn my paper upside down and do the next part. But I usually go across like this and put a little dot there so I can match it up, make it a little more symmetrical, and then go like this. So you want to hit the pause button when you make this tree so you have some time to do it. Go back and watch this again if you need to. And I've got a good looking tree there. And now I can erase that guideline. I don't need it. You don't want to leave it in there because it won't look good. It's just a guideline, that's why I drew it lightly. And there we go. If you plan on having snow on your tree like this, all I did was just sort of put some lines in here, kind of loopy like this. Now, there's different ways you can do this. Some people make it a little sharper. But that's totally up to you if you want to do that. You do not have to. You can just color in your tree green like this student did. Okay. Now, in the middle ground, I'm going to draw a cabin. And just draw a little square like that. Now I'm going to draw some circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want to match it. You may end up with 5 circles, or it all depends on how big you make them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want them to match. And draw yourself a door. I don't care if it's in the middle or on the sides. There's my rectangle. Door frame, door handle. And you can do curtains or just something like this. Then go across. You connect the middle in between the 2 circles. Come across, make sure it matches. That's why you want the number of circles to match. So your lines will match up when you connect them on the other side. And put a little extra line down there. Alright, now the roof. You find the center, put a little dot up there. At the sides, there's a roof overhang, goes past the sides and connect. And I'm going to put some little snow right there. I'm going to add a chimney. You might see me speed up a little bit because I don't want to run out of time to do this video. There we go. I'm going to put some snow on the roof. And I'm going to add a tree middle ground. And dot, dot, dot. And I can get rid of that guideline now. Erase part of your tree, just draw it back on there. Okay. And I add some little bit of snow on this one. Now the background. I'm not going to use any guidelines here. I'm just going to go like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. When they're green, everyone will know they're little trees. And they're off in the distance, so they'll be the smallest, medium-sized, and largest. There you go. Now it is time for the moon. And you can just draw your circle there, but I like to use a little cup. Flip it upside down. And trace it. I'm going to erase a little bit of here and a little bit right here. And draw my clouds. And people do clouds differently. You do them how you want. Fluffy, long and wispy. You can see how I did these clouds much differently. And a little more fluffier. It doesn't matter. Whatever kind you like. Now the first thing that you want to color is anything that's yellow. So if you're using crayon or marker, it doesn't matter. Color the yellow first. I'm going to do a little door handle and the window. Again, if you're using the marker, same thing. If you want to leave your moon white, you can leave it white, but I think this project looks more dramatic when it's yellow. I've even had students make them orange. It looks kind of plain and boring when it's just white. Try not to go on your clouds. Go. Anywhere where there's snow, leave white. And if you're going to paint your sky, you want to do that part last. So next you want to trace any lines from the hills. They can be black or gray or blue-violet or indigo. You decide what color you want to trace your lines. These were traced indigo. These were traced gray. And you can trace black too. I like to use gray myself because I'm going to paint my sky black. Or color my sky black. I could trace these lines black too. Let me make this a little like that. And I'm going to try to darken this one up a little bit so it shows up a little better. There you go. You can color your trees next. Your clouds, I like to make the clouds gray. I like to make some parts a little darker, some parts a little lighter. Makes them look more natural. And the smoke, of course. So you just keep on coloring. Let's fast forward a little bit. Okay. Your clouds. Smoke, and you have your window, your house, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you get it all colored in. Trace your lines. Miss this part here. If you're going to paint, then make sure, purple or black, that you're real careful when you're going around different things like this, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you one again, all colored in. When the whole thing's finished, take a picture of it, send it to me, upload a screenshot of it to Google Classroom. If you want it to be in the contest, don't forget to bring the finished piece of artwork to the front desk at Jackson Elementary School, and they will get it to me and I can enter it into the contest. Otherwise, have fun with this. Take your time. Foreground, middle ground, background. Can't wait to see your artwork. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.